Good morning everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So second red bar in a row, but both red bars sort of closed at the same area, and we've got some tails, and for all intents and purposes still a higher low from the previous day. One thing that's concerning me is look at the crossover. Both oscillators have crossed over now. So it's either just going to stay here and just ramble along, as you can see, like this, and then we do that kind of stuff, which basically just heads sideways, or alternatively we're going to have a bit of a pullback like we got here. So that's one of those two scenarios at the moment. Trend is up at the moment. There's no reason to be shorting this right now, but the longs are very very stressful and complicated at the moment. So looking at the 3 hour, you can see we've had a bit of a decent sell-off here on the 3 hour. Buyers are still coming in down here for some reason. I can't tell you why. There's the structure that we should be adhering to is up here. I suppose we could argue that is the structure that we're adhering to, and they're just trying to push it down. So this is the level that we should be paying attention to, 15,546. And at the moment it looks like it's holding, but this little pin bar here is a little bit of a worry. Then we've got a follow through, then we've got an inside bar. There's pretty much sideways. There's nothing really on offer. And if you look at the hour, there's no ways you can trade that. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're trading off the 1 minute or 2 minutes, you may be scalping a few pips here, or maybe overexposing yourself and risking too much on your trades. And you could be winning, or you could be on the other side of the coin and losing and wondering why life is so bad at the moment. I just don't like taking that gamble. So when it does this kind of stuff, I typically just stay away from it. So this is below the moving averages as well. And if you look at the oscillators starting to group the upside again, I would expect another move to the downside. But I suppose this is the structure we're looking for, 15,546. So look for a break of that to the downside and a retest, and that will confirm it for you. It does set up a bit of an inverse cup and handle, or even head and shoulders as well. And bear in mind, we've got this pretty big magnet down here, which is this gap. That's 15,438. So whenever you're going sideways like this and there's a gap below, the probability of you hitting that gap is always fairly high. The converse is true when you're running on a very strong upward trend and there's gaps below. You'll come back and hit them sometime later in the future, but it typically doesn't sort of come out and say, right, we're going to close a gap now. So breakaway gaps are on the DAX are typically they're breakaway gaps, and they run. And if you go through the history, you'll see there's quite a few of them. But wherever you see this kind of thing where it looks like it's a breakaway gap, and then you sort of come sideways, come down, and you're just all over the place, higher probability is that you're going to come back to structure down here at 15,438. And bear in mind that there is another one a little bit further down at 15,356 as well. Anyway, for me today, based on what I've seen the last 2 days, it is sit quietly in the corner and wait my turn. And my turn is not here. It's definitely not here. I do want to see a deeper pullback, and I'm not going to make any bones about that. I want to see the pullback. I want to see structure form a lot lower down, and I want to see some value. And at that point, I would be looking to buy into this. So for me at the moment, still sitting on the sides, not really interested. Basically only had 1 or 2 forex trades this week. The rest of the indexes has been very muted and quiet, and not attracting my attention. And that will continue today on the DAX. So we'll catch up with you on Monday. Hopefully we get some kind of movement on Monday. But is what it is. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.